2025 Trump's tariff war, Korea's choice, the global spread of Korean-style negotiation strategy. April 2, 2025, President Trump declared this day Liberation Day, America's Liberation Day. But for traders worldwide, it marked the beginning of war. From that day on, the bombs fell. Steel 25%, aluminum 25%, all automobiles 25%, even semiconductors. The global economy trembled in fear, but something unexpected happened. A small nation that should have bowed. It was Korea, Trump's first target. Global supply chain pressure. Trump's reciprocal tariff policy was crystal clear. To nations imposing high tariffs on American products, he would impose equivalent tariffs in return. Under the guise of fair trade, it was actually a strategy to drag all nations into economic dependence. In February, he turned his blade on China first. Then in March, Trump dropped a 25% tariff bomb on the global auto industry. Korea's automotive sector faced its greatest crisis of 2025. Securities analysts were grim. Operating profit for Hyundai and Kia will fall by approximately 11 trillion won. This was the initial forecast. Korea's choice, investment, not surrender. March 24th, Hyundai Motor Group chairman Yoo-sun Chung announced before Trump, "We will invest 31 trillion won in America over the next 4 years." Hyundai didn't respond with mere protest. It responded with investment. But this was not surrender. This was strategy. The Korean government moved as well. On August 1st, Korea-U.S. trade negotiations concluded. The tariff rate dropped from the initial 25% to 15%, though it fell short of Korea's requested 12.5%. Achieving a 50% reduction was a significant victory. Meanwhile, Korean companies moved quietly. Hyundai and Kia clues to territorial expansion. Hyundai Motor Group made a stunning decision. Rather than reducing American exports, it increased domestic production in America. It diversified its markets into Southeast Asia and Europe. Kia was even more clever. Having secured local production facilities in America early on, Kia began receiving accolades as a winner of the tariff war amid this crisis. American media was astounded. Analysis followed Kia's early strategy to relocate. Factories to America is paying off. Georgia. From the location where Hyundai was building a battery plant, American local government officials rushed to request meetings with Korean representatives. They were afraid Korean companies would leave. Samsung Electronics seizing America's economic heart. The semiconductor war was even more dramatic. Samsung Electronics was constructing a massive semiconductor factory in Texas. The scale $17 billion or approximately 24 trillion won. The factory was targeted to begin operations in 2026. Trump tried to impose tariffs on semiconductors too. But things turned out differently than expected. Samsung remained silent. Construction continued, but Samsung said nothing about the subsidy, issues in Trump's proposed CHIPS Act. In fact, Samsung had already invested $37 billion, approximately 53 trillion won in America. Texas lawmakers stepped forward. They told Trump, if you push out, Samsung America's AI semiconductor industry collapses with it. Trump fell silent. He was beginning to realize how dependent America's tech industry had become on Korean semiconductors. LG's strategic moves, silent resistance. LG Electronics walked a similar path. LG, which had been pursuing large-scale battery plants in Tennessee and North Carolina, maintained composure despite Trump's policy shifts. Korean companies displayed a remarkably consistent pattern: investment instead of surrender, silence instead of resistance. As if orchestrated in advance, Korean response becomes the world's textbook. Korea's choice created ripples across the globe. Japanese media analyzed Hyundai's market diversification strategy, not surrender but restructuring. We must learn from Korea's choice, they said. Europe moved as well. It strengthened cooperation with BRICS nations and focused on reducing American dependence. The Financial Times evaluated it this way: Trump's tariff policy is driving away even allies. Korea is turning this to its advantage, it stated. Among global trade experts, a new concept emerged: Korean-style negotiation strategy. America's dilemma. The Trump administration found itself in a dilemma. Push out Korea, then American companies like Tesla suffer semiconductor shortages. AI chip supply chains break. America's economy itself becomes unstable. Embrace Korea, politically disadvantageous. Trump's identity of aggressive America first gets damaged. Meanwhile, Samsung and LG continued constructing their Texas factories, but they held back the delivery of critical equipment. Korean company executives quietly sent America a message: we will wait and see until we receive fair treatment. 2025's Lesson Strategies Victory. August 2025. One clear fact emerged. Even before great power pressure, strategic response is sufficient. The age where only wealthy and militarily powerful nations win is over. Korea proved this. Unlike Japan's early response handing over massive cash, yet failing to avoid tariffs, Korea answered with investment, resisted with silence and leverage time. Hyundai still sells cars in America. Samsung still supplies semiconductors. But now Korea holds the initiative. Message toward the future. Now the world asks, can economic pressure and tariffs alone control global economics? Can diplomatic silence and strategic investment withstand pressure from great powers? All these questions find their answer already demonstrated by Korea in 2025. This is not mere economic news. This is history of how one nation's strategy reshapes global order. That history is still unfolding. Korean-style resistance. This is the force that moved the world in 2025. Through wisdom, not strength. Through investment, not surrender. Through silence, not confrontation. Even a small nation with the right strategy can change the world.